Morning, everyone. My name is Louis Tornes. I'm the agency owner of LTDT Insurance and manager over at Owen Insurance Group. And I'm here to just help you all out, have a productive time, and hopefully this information can get to you all doing great. So today's topic, just so we get going in here, we're going to talk about cross-selling. I'm going to try something different today, but we're going to do cross-selling without feeling salesy. I don't want you to sound salesy, and it's helping the client see a bigger picture. Okay, so that's basically what I go on going. A couple announcements just to get them out of the way. Um, Let me start off with all our trainings, as you all know. Our Monday Mastery, here's a schedule to determine. I've still got the 28th open, so I'm not sure what we're going to do then. That'll probably be one of our later ones. But also, please remember Monday Morning Mojo. Belinda, you did an excellent job filling in today, along with Brian. You guys did a great job there. Good morning, Jeanette. And this Wednesday, if you're part of Owen Insurance Group, we do have some training for life insurance. So make sure you attend these things. This is being educational, an important part of being a broker. I don't care who you're with. Again, it's an important thing to do. Let's see what else we got going. Again, I'm promoting the wellness cafeteria plans. If you guys are interested in this, please give me a call. I will try to get that information out to you all. And if you do miss one of these episodes, you can always go to YouTube. You can look up LTDT Mastery Training and you should be able to find me. Of course, if you do go in there, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That way you keep going on. I'm going to do a final call on this, and that's our Owen Insurance AEP kickoff party. It's on September 25th. My understanding, and Julie, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's about 10 seats left. So if you're interested, make sure you reply back to Owen Insurance Group, to Kim at oweninsurancegroup.com. Let her know you're going. That's important. And let's get into today's topic. Ooh, what happened here? Let's get this thing going. There you go. That looks better. Oh, let's get this. That was from last week. All right, so today we're going to be talking about cross-selling without feeling salesy. Welcome to Monday Mastery. Today we're going to talk about, like I said, cross-selling. Hey, Lynn, how you doing? Let me see who else is on here that I haven't said hi to. Daniel.
Morning.
Yeah, right. Great to have you here. Oh, let's see. Let me shrink this up a bit. I'm having an issue here. Give me 1 second. There we go. Okay. So today we're going to be going to take the pressure out of cross-selling. The goal is not to sell everyone everything. In other words, not to sell everything to everyone. The goal is to understand what the person, understand the whole person, and spotting the real needs, and then obviously offering help in a simple way. If the need is not there, we don't force it. If the timing is not right, we follow up later. By the end, you will have an easy question and simple words that you can use right away. Let's get into the quote of the day, and this is by Zig Ziglar, and it's, you can have everything in your life you want if you will help others get what they want. Okay? This is the heart of today's lesson. Cross selling is not about trying to take more from the client, it's about helping the client get what they truly need. When we first listen and then find the real gap and offer a useful next step, everyone wins. What changes in your voice when your goal is to help instead of sell? That's what we're going to be talking about. All right. So have you ever helped a client with one plan and later learned they had another big need? It's happened to all of us. Maybe they had a health coverage but no dental plan. Maybe they're on a fixed income and worried about a hospital stay. Okay. Maybe they had Medicare but no final expense protection. That's that does not mean we failed. It means we need a better habit. Before we finish, we should pause and ask, what else could hurt this client or family? That is one pause. That one pause can turn a simple sale into a real service. So, a nice little conversation I like to put down is talk to your client and start like this. Susie, your health plan helps you cover your medical care, but you may still have copays. If you go to the hospital, would an unexpected bill of $1,000 or more hurt your monthly budget? If Susie says yes, well, you continue. There may be a hospital indemnity plan that pays cash directly to you after a covered hospital stay. Would you like me to explain how it works and whether it fits your needs and budget? It's a way to start a conversation. So here's, I just lost the screen here. Okay, here's our simple definition. Cross-selling means seeing the whole person, not pushing one more product. We listen first, we find the gap, and we ask permission. Then we offer one next step. Okay? Notice what's missing. The word pressure. We're not dropping 5 brochures on the table. We're helping the client connect the dots. If we cannot explain why the option fits the need, we shouldn't bring it up. I like this example. This is what cross-selling should not feel like. Now, poor Kevin, I used him, but here he's not here, so or maybe he is, and I don't know. We don't unload the whole kitchen sink. Too many choices can freeze the client. It's like handing someone a restaurant menu with 200 pages. They may not choose nothing. They may choose nothing because they feel like it's work. Keep it simple. One need, one clear option, and one next step. Your client came for help, not for a second job reading brochures, okay? I mean, I look at this thing and I'm saying, man, look at all these things that Kevin's trying to show me, you know? It's like, hey, that's not necessarily a good thing, okay? I mean, that's the beauty of this picture. I know it's a little on the funny side, but that's okay. You can laugh. Anyway, the mindset comes before the script. Here's the key. If I'm thinking, what else can I sell? The client may feel that pressure. The better question is, what else may this client need? That keeps us in service mode. We're not trying to make the biggest sales today. We're trying to build the longest relationship. When people know we care, they call us before the next insurance decision. Am I talking? Okay. Okay, no, okay, I'm good. Y'all would have said something by now. All right. So use these 4 areas as a quick mental checklist. Health. Are the doctors, drugs, and extra benefits covered? Money. Could a hospital stay or loss of income create a problem? With family, would someone be left out without bills? Future. What changes are coming in retirement? We don't need to ask every question at once. We listen for what the area that matters the most today. Based on what they give you, that's when you go forward. So pick one of these 4 parts, and that's what you want to go after. Talk to the client, listen to what they're saying, and use that to your benefit. A client clue is not a green light to start pitching. Okay? It's an invitation to ask one more question. So he says, I'm retired. Good. We're starting a conversation. If the client, let's say a client says the dentist is expensive. Ask how often that keeps them from getting care. Can a dental plan be a solution? Possibly. If they say the daughter depends on them, then ask the question, what would happen if their income stopped? The clue is, give us a reason. The next question gives us the real needs. I get a surprise bill. Well, let's talk about if it's a hospital bill, maybe it's a hospital indemnity plan. I lost my work coverage. Well, let's find out what they qualify for. Again, there's a whole bunch of things that we got to ask a lot of questions about. Questions is the key to cross-selling. This is one of the safest and easiest line in the whole training. Ready? May I ask you one more question? Then explain why. I've noticed something that may be important. Now, whatever that is, what you just did, you asked permission, and permission gives the client control. If they say yes, continue. Explain to them what you have. Okay? Now, if they say no, respect it and move on. That respect builds trust. Sometimes the client will return to the topic later because you didn't push. How many times I've just let things go and the client will go, hey, I know you mentioned something about a plan that's going to help me with the hospital. Can you explain that more to me? This is a secondary call because I didn't push it. People are curiosity. You throw the things out there. Let them say what they want and respect them. That's the key thing. All right. So these are the 3 questions are simple and on purpose. What worries you the most? Second, what do you have now? Third, what may be missing? 3 questions. Those are the 3 that you want to start off with. Then stop talking. Give the client room to answer. Agents sometimes ask a good question and then they rescue the client from silence. Don't do that. Let the ears work for you. The answer after the pause is often the most important, useful part of the conversation. Use a bridge sentence. Start with a client that said, "Surprise bill worries you." Okay? Then ask permission and show one way to help. This makes the recommendation feel like a connection, not random. The client should always understand why before they hear the product name. Of course, you ask, "Would you like me to see one way to make those costs easier to plan for?" That's a good question. If the concern is weak, we need to ask more questions, not a stronger push. Don't try to solve everything in one visit, though. Okay? Pick the biggest need. Explain one option. Agree on the next step. That might be a quote, a follow up call, or simply simple permission to send information. Whatever it is, simple beats impressive. The client doesn't need to hear everything we know. They need to understand the next direction. Keep it simple. Good cross selling includes knowing when not to sell. Sometimes the need is now. Let's take care of it. Sometimes it's later. And sometimes it's not a fit. If it's later, set up a real follow up date. If not, don't be ashamed. Tell the client it's not a fit for you. Your honest answers may be the reason the client sends you a referral. A no today can still become trust for tomorrow. Cross selling does not erase compliance, okay? Especially in the Medicare world. When a Medicare Advantage or Part D is involved, slow down and follow the current CMS, the carrier and agency rules. Stay informed uh, within what's allowed in the conversation. Get to the permission. Get the right permission before moving to another topic. You know, if we're doing Medicare, or especially Part B or Part C and Part D, we need a scope of appointment. Make sure those boxes are checked in before you talk about a hospital plan or something else, because those ancillary products you can discuss them on a Medicare appointment. You can't do life insurance, you can't do an annuity, but that's something you do after. Okay, make sure you use the right approved materials. Okay, and most important, document what the client needs and the client's choices. Okay, real important. We'll get into that a little more in a second. Oops, and oops. Okay, back there. I ain't done you. Go back, and never pressure or mislead a client. When in doubt, stop and ask for guidance. Good service is never worth a compliance shortcut. A good conversation is only half the job. Put it in agent CRM or whatever CRM you're using. You know, I make sure you write down what the client said. You remember, I always keep telling you, and you've heard this a million times before. If it's not in the CRM, it don't exist. Okay, write down what the client said, what the need was that you found, where the permission was given, what you explained, and the next follow-up date. Your memory is not an automation. Okay, the CRM protects the client, it protects the agent, and makes future service much easier. It's easier to see notes at what you discussed, and you can go there. And surprisingly, clients remember. Say, "Oh, how does he remember all that?" It's important to write it down. All right. So the client says, "Dental work is getting expensive." The agent replies, "I understand. May I ask you one more question about your dental care you expect this year? What do you expect this year your dental service will be?" Then listen and offer one solution. Now, I use a lot of Emeritus as my go-to. Now, I'm not saying there's not other plans. A lot of people use Spirit and other groups. That's fine. Look at different plans. Already, if the client tells me, "Well, I just need it for preventative stuff or stuff like that," if they like their network that's in on the, let's say they're on the Medicare Advantage plan and that network is okay for basic stuff, cool, keep them on that. But if they don't like the dentist, they want to use their own dentist, I put them on an emeritus plan and I put them on a cheap plan. The first one, they got three options. If they got a lot of dental work nuts, well, guess what? They're going to have to pay for it. They're going to get the expensive option. That's the option I'll give them. One option. If it's in the middle, I'll give them the middle plan. But the point is, I don't offer all three plans. I may explain them a little. If the client doesn't want something and says, "Okay, well, that's too much," I may drop it down. But I start off with one option. Don't jump straight into the plan. Now, I like this slide. Here's what I want you to think of. How many of y'all, and do me a favor, throw me a show of hands, either raise your hand or type in the chat, yes. If you ever heard of the seatbelt rule. Anybody? I'm watching. I don't see too many hands going up. Y'all know the seatbelt rule? I'm going to show you the seatbelt rule. Daniel says no. If the client needs a seatbelt, don't sell the whole car. What you want to do is you want to solve the need they actually have. Then earn the right to help again. Sounds crazy. And it's funny. But the lesson is serious. A smaller, correct solution builds more trust than a large solution the client doesn't need. You don't sell the whole car if they need a seatbelt. All right. So this today is a very, let me see, yeah, it's been a pretty short lesson today. But here's the challenge for the next 7 days. Okay? I want you to find 5 clients to review. Review those 5 clients, okay? Remember to ask permission. I would say it's at least 3 times, but hopefully you do it all 5 times. Find 2 real needs and complete 1 helpful follow-up. The goal is not to sell numbers. The goal is to a better conversation. I'm going to ask you guys to bring a success story on the next lesson, or a lesson that you learned. Bring it to next Monday's Mastery, and we'll start it off with that. A lesson counts because it's how we improve. Okay? This was a very short, but I want to close with our motto. Take care of the people, and the people take care of you. Cross-selling done the right way is simply another form of taking care of people. Listen, ask, help, and follow up. We don't need to be pushy. We need to be curious, honest, and prepared. When the client sees us as a person who protects the bigger picture, we become the agent they call first and the agent they recommend. Short and sweet today. Any questions, comments, concerns? Opening up for everyone. Y'all like short and sweet and this? Or should I have done, kept talking? Let me get this here. All right. Great message. Yeah, let me put that in there. Thank you, Belinda. Explain, please. Oh, lessons for next week. Explain, please. Lessons. I love it. Dennis, thank you very much. I thought that was pretty good. I like that seatbelt. You know, things that come up with sometimes are that I come up with sometimes I don't understand. So, folks, if you're here and you're not, or you're mostly in watching this on YouTube, and you're not with Owen Insurance Group, please feel free to give me a call, and we can help you out with that. Next week's training will be on building your personal brand. Yes, that is a wow suit I have on there. But see, it's about branding. And that's going to be our topic next week. Please join us the last day of August, the 31st. Whew. And we're coming into that busy season of ours. So please feel free to give me a call. Give me questions if you have anything that we want to talk about. We can keep going. Folks, y'all, Amanda, thank you very much. And you all have a great day also. No more questions. I'm out of here. Have a great one, guys.
See ya.